त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आन शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्त्रैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ओम। गणेश जी कीर्तन बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की जय। हे शिवनंदन 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 पालय मां हे शिवनंदन पालय मां हे गिरिजासुत हे गिरिजासुत हे गिरिजासुत हे गिरिजासुत रक्ष मां हे गिरिजासुत रक्ष मां हे गणनायक हे गणनायक हे गणनायक हे गणनायक हे करुणाकर पालय मां हे गणनायक पालय मां हे शुभदायक हे शुभदायक हे शुभदायक हे शुभदायक हे वरदायक रक्ष मां हे वरदायक रक्ष मां गिरिजानन्दना हे गिरिजानन्दना गिरिजानन्दना हे गिरिजानन्दना हे शिवनन्दन भवभयभञ्जन हे शिवनन्दन भवभयभञ्जन गिरिजानन्दना हे गिरिजानन्दना गिरिजानन्दना हे गिरिजानन्दना गानविलोलन दानवमर्दन गानविलोलन दानवमर्दन गानविलोलन दानवमर्दन गानविलोलन दानवमर्दन पालित दीनवना गजानन पालित दीनवना गजानन पालित दीनवना गजानन पालित दीनवना गजानन गिरिजानन्दना बोलो हे गिरिजानन्दना गिरिजानन्दना हे गिरिजानन्दना बोलो गिरिजानन्दना हे गिरिजानन्दना। बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की जय। Namaskar everyone and welcome to the Hindu Prachaar Kendra's Sunday morning Satsang live as usual from our Sri Ram Vijay Mandir located at Jalibia Trace, Raghunanan Road in Enterprise Central, Trinidad. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you spending some of your precious time with us in Satsang. And don't forget to share our links so that you can invite others to join us this morning. And I hope you are having a most blessed Shravan Mass. We are in the 5th month of our Panchang or Hindu calendar. And last Sunday, we started looking at this very auspicious time. So we'll conclude our sharing and our learning this morning, because from next week, we'll move on to other events that are happening during this month of Shravan. And I'll give you the information about those events towards the end of Satsang. So just like we did last Sunday, we'll do a little extra chanting, because many of you keep on asking us or telling us, please chant a little more. So from time to time, we'll try to make sure that we do this. And just as a quick reminder, during this month, the Pradhan Devta, the main Devta is whom? You all remember? Bhagwan Shiva. And the Devi is Mata Parvati, and we have increased and intensified worship of them both during this month. So our bhajans and kirtans will be in praise of Bhagwan Shiva and the Divine Mother. So I urge all of you, wherever you can and wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Some of you are here with us in the mandir. Most of you join us virtually. Just clap and sing along. Participate actively to help build the motivating vibrations we want to nurture, so that you all keep the bhav with us. Collectively, we will build the most wonderful bhav. So the Kalyaji is going to lead us in a bhajan in praise of the Divine Mother. And we had several birthdays over these last 2-3 days. So I want to do this dedication before we get on to the other bhajans. To Mr. Bob Gopi, who is a wonderful supporter of our work and also many other community projects. He had his birthday. Rukmini Bibat also had her birthday. Mayanti Tika Singh had a birthday. Yogesh is with us this morning. He had his birthday. Anushka Angar also. So to all of them, we pray the Divine Mother's many blessings. So we are going to chant victory again and again to the Divine Mother of the entire creation. We are saying, you are the remover of all the different types of fears associated with this world. Please save us. You are the eternal source of divinity. You have no beginning, no middle, and no end. You are the abode of true happiness. Save us, O Divine Mother, O beloved consort of Bhagwan Shiva. Jagat Janani Jai Jai. The Kalyaji is leading us.
Jagat Janani Jai Jai, Ma Jagat Janani Jai Jai, Bhayaharini Bhavatarani, Bhavabhamini Jai Jai, Jagat Janani Jai Jai, Ma Jagat Janani Jai Jai, Bhayaharini Bhavatarani, Bhavabhamini Jai Jai, Jagat Janani Jai Jai. Tu hi Sat Chit Sukhamai, Shuddha Brahma जननी जय जय माँ जग जननी जय जय भयहारिणी भवतारिणी भवभामिनी जय जय जग जननी जय जय जग जननी जय जय जग जननी जय जय
बोलिए जगदम्बे माता की जय हर हर Mahadev. Some of the mood, the bow in some of these bhajans, it's just so beautiful. So we will now do one kirtan in praise of Bhagwan Shiva. Krishna ji is leading us. And in this, the devotee is immersed in consciousness of Shankara as the mind is captivated and in awe of Bhagwan's presence. And Bhagwan is praised as sustaining everything. So in a state of total surrender, the one who is Raja, so you will hear Shiva Raja, the one who is Raja. A Raja has to have a crown, isn't that so? Bhagwan Shiva's crown is described here as what? The moon, not the Jata, not Ganga Mata, but the moon. And his kingdom is Mount Kailash. So we praise Nataraja, O cosmic dancer, you are enchanting with your Pinaka bow. All praises to you, Mahadeva. All praises to you, O great Deva. Krishna ji is leading us Indu Shekhara Raja.
Indu Shekhara Raja, Shiva Raja, Shankara.
bhajan, it is a real favorite, especially with all the younger persons and several older persons actually. And the singer of the bhajan also has become quite a favorite. So this bhajan, Shiva Kailasho Kevasi. And I want to share the meaning. Now, those of you who are in the mandir, there are some images that we are sharing. I don't know if you can open the link, you'll be able to see the images, but certainly you can see it when you go home. So I thought I'd share the meaning of this bhajan because I was talking to someone yesterday and she said, Geeta ji, I don't know what it means, Sham, but I just love this bhajan, all right? So it is in praise of the one who resides in Kailash. And Kailash is where that mountain range is called Dhauladhara. So, Dhari Dhaulo Kivasi. So, he's the king of that place. And this one that we are praising, Bhagwan Shiva, he removes our sankat. Sankat is when we are in great distress, difficulty, sorrow. There's challenge. So there's an energy, there's a force that helps us to overcome all of this. Now, there are many different Kailashas in that vast Himalayan mountain range. Did you know that? Because usually when we think of Mount Kailash, we think of one mountain. So there are many Kailashas. Mani Mahesh Kailash, Shrikanda Kailash, Kinnaur Kailash are the more popular ones, but there are many others. And the music video for this bhajan actually shows many of these places. And it is said that all the peaks in this vast Himachal Pradesh mountain range, they have Bhagwan Shiva mandirs. And as you are going en route also, you will also find many mandirs, many places of worship there. So there's a line that says, Tere Kailasho ka anta na paya, anta be anta teri maya. The end of your Kailash, oh Bhagwan Shankar, it can't be found at all. There's no end to Mount Kailash. It can't be found, and all of this is Teri Maya, your Maya only, your projecting power. The offerings of Bel, Dhatur, Dhar, all of these traditional offerings that we make in this bhajan, it says, it woos the mind of the king of Kailash. And what is this Kailash? It is not confined, it is not a confined and limited space, it is boundless. So the last verse, it describes two places, Chamba and Bharmaura. Bharmaura is actually the last word in the bhajan. Ekatha dera tera chambere chagana. It talks about Bhagwan Shiva's Chaugan. Chaugan is a playground. Look, there's one behind us, the big savanna playground, Chaugan. And this place, so where is Bhagwan Shiva's Chaugan? Only that place, just like Mount Kailash also what? Limitless. Has no boundaries, okay? So this place, Chamba, it is described as his first abode as you start ascending. And then comes the second abode as one ascends, Chaurasi. And as the name suggests, it's there in the last line, there are 84 mandirs at Chaurasi with 84 lingas, Shiva lingas. And this is linked to a katha about 84 siddhas who had traveled to that place on Tirat, and they had traveled from Kurukshetra. So if you so love this bhajan, and of course many of you who are Shiva Bhaktas, you can read up more about this. I just thought I'd share the wonderful meaning of this very popular bhajan. So all of you, we keep the bhav, we join with Vishalaji in this bhajan, Shankara, Sankata Haran.
Shiva Kailash Kivasi, Dhari Dharo Ke Raja, Shankar Sankat Harana, Shankar Sankat Harana,
Mahadev. And just listening to it, I could just see all the beautiful images. So I encourage you to, just go and have a look at Himachal Pradesh and the Himalayan mountain ranges, and you can read up a little bit more about it. So there's one kirtan we are supposed to do now, but I think we leave it for the Arti along with the Lingashtakam so that we can just share our pravachan. But before we do that, our Dharti Pranam mantra and all of these wonderful bhajans, it should have put all of us in a good and focused frame of mind. So with the same attitude and the same energy of reverence, let us offer our salutations to the Divine Mother we call Dharti, this earth. So please chant after me. Karagre vasate Lakshmi,
Karagre vasate Lakshmi,
Kar madhye Saraswati,
Kar madhye Saraswati,
Kar mule tu Govinda,
Kar mule tu Govinda,
Prabhate Kar darshanam,
Prabhate Kar darshanam,
Samudra vasane Devi,
Samudra vasane Devi,
Parvatasthana mandale,
Parvatastana mandale,
Vishnu Patni namastubhyam,
Vishnu Patni namastubhyam,
Parasparsham Chamaswame.
Parasparsham shamaswami.
बोलिए धरती माता की जय, जय जगदम्बे, हर हर महादेव. So we are in the month of Shravan, Shravan Maas, Shravan Mahine, and in our Panchang or Hindu calendar, which month is it? What number? Yes, the 5th month. So Maas means month, Mahina. Actually, last week, I have to say this, when we were talking about this and I asked if anyone knows any filmy geet that has the word Sawan, and Professor Narayan thinks that Sawan ka Mahina, it hadn't clicked to me that it was that real popular filmy geet. So thanks to all of you who sent all these notes. Kitaji, how you don't know that Sawan ka Mahina? And you sent your voice notes and sent videos, and the year, I put the year here, 1967, Milan. So I got so much of information about Sawan ka Mahina. But it really tells when your mind is focused on something, even, I know this so well, but it hadn't occurred to me at that point. So we saw why Shravan Maas is associated with worship of Bhagwan Shiva by looking at how he consumed the halahal, that whole katha, and in so doing saved the world. So this is from the Samudra Manthan katha. And in that halahal katha, we saw both the devas and the asuras, they were holding on to Vasuki, to the poisonous snake, and they were thinking that they would be safe from the poisonous fumes. Well, the asuras, they weren't even aware of the danger. But if you remember the katha, Indradev knew, and by reverse psychology, the devas ended up holding the tail of the snake. But they were all what? Holding on to that which was poisonous. And this served as a reminder for us. We must be vigilant about where we place ourselves, about which side we are on. And be very vigilant about what we are holding on to, because that which is destructive, we should not make contact with it. We should not nurture it. Don't associate with it in any way, and don't spread it. So it calls on us to choose wisely. To choose wisely and to live consciously. Actually, we can take this like a mantra. What should we do? Choose wisely and live consciously. So that's our mantra for this morning. Choose wisely and live consciously. So to do this, to contain to trap all the poisons in life, and who creates that? We are the creators of that poison itself. we must understand, I shared this with you when we were closing, that we are Shiva. We are not Shava. Right? So just for a quick recap, Shava is lifelessness. Shava is death. And this is what poison brings. Now take it in context, okay? Remember, always when we are sharing and teaching and learning, always receive everything in context, all right? So Shava represents lifelessness, inactivity, death, you know? So the destructive, poisonous things will bring this to us. But if we understand that we are Shiva, Shiva is Tattva, life, the very essence of our being, divinity, consciousness. We are Jivas, all of us. So we must understand and know, I am Shiva. I am not Shava. And that is our challenge in this samsara. So we forget to work on this by working on our own selves. And we chant, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. A beautiful meditation to do. So Shivaha Mangala Swarupa, the one whose very nature and form is auspiciousness, that one is Shiva, and I am also that of that nature, Tattvam Masi. So let us choose wisely and live consciously. So this morning, that's our recap. This morning, we'll continue to look at other traditions and events of Shravan Maas. We are actually very familiar with three major ones: Sri Krishna Janamashtami, Raksha Bandhan, and Tulsidas Jayanti. These are all coming up in the next 2-3 weeks. Next week, our satsang will focus on Tulsidas Jayanti, and the following week we'll have our Sundarkand Parayan. We'll give you all the information about this. And right now in our country, it's wonderful. There is increased awareness of Shravan Maas. Many mandirs have organized activities, especially on Mondays. But there are some lesser known traditions that teach us a lot about ourselves. They are wonderful commentaries on life, and they are huge events in India, gigantic events and activities, but we don't have them here. But I just want to share with you very briefly, because as I said, it teaches us a lot. So first is the Kanwar Yatra, and remember all these, why are we looking at this? These are all events, activities happening during this very auspicious month of Shravan. So Kanwar Yatra. The Amrit, again we refer to this Samudra Manthan Katha. The Asuras and the Devas, they were churning the ocean because they wanted to get what? The Amrit. Now I'm not going into all the details because we won't move along. So I'll probably be going a little quickly. So the Amrit fell at 4 places, it is said: Haridwar, Prayag, Ujjain, and Nashik. So these sites, these sacred spaces and places, they will be bustling with activities during this time. Well, of someone very, yes, the Kalyaji, what katha? Yes, Sarvan Kumar, right? So I thought you were going to say Shravan Kumar, okay, because in Shravan Maas, Sarvan, remember the Katha, Sarvan carried his blind parents on the Kanwar. So Kanwar Yatra. So all those who are taking this special Tirat at this time, the Shaivites, Bhaktas, Sannyasis, persons, they go to these special Tirat places, and they will take Ganga Jal and they will carry it on the Kanwar, right? And as they move along the route that they have chosen, according to their tradition, that Ganga Jal will be offered at mandirs and spaces along the way. And the challenge is, Ganga Jal is so precious, you want it to fall, right? No, when carrying it, you want to make sure that you hold it and you balance it well. So it mimics in a way the Samudra Manthan, right? That tug and pull to and fro, the movement of the dharmic and the adharmic, and it's a reminder that we must have a very good balance in our lives. The way we move, we must move with care and with consciousness. So we must live consciously, and to do that we must choose very wisely. So Kanwar Yatra, you can read more about it. Also Nag Panchami happens during this time. Now my experience of Nag Panchami was from a very far distance. Okay? When you think of our Sanatana civilization or parampara or worldview, it is so unique and amazing that it could be quite scary at times and seemingly bizarre. In this particular tradition, this event, Nag Panchami, we are challenged to conquer our fears, Yogesh. To conquer those fears that we have in a very direct way. But I have to say, when it comes to snake, Gita Vahini is very, very far from conquering that fear. So the for Nag Panchami, the Samperas, the snake charmers, they will come out on this day, and you will see so many cobras. And they also, the snake charmers, they go through their own disciplines. And the Nag Devta is worshipped with Abhishek, just as we would worship Bhagwan Shiva. And those who are worshipping, they pray for the well-being of their family, of their society and their community. Just think of this, what a cherished place our Sanatan Dharma has given to the most despised. I don't know, is there anyone here who loves snakes? We like to see them from far because we admire God's beautiful creation, But more than just conquering our fears, we are challenged to embrace that which is cast aside. Those who are belittled because we belong to an all-inclusive civilization. So you take it in context, okay? You don't want, there's someone who is a nuisance, wicked and cruel, terrorizing the village, and Gita Ji said, those who are cast aside and belittled, we must go. Not like that. Take it in context. Your safety and well-being is important. So that which is a potential source of destruction, it is propitiated as a source of protection. What a thing. And this is indeed a narrative about our own selves and what we enable. Who is your greatest protector? You are. Our Udhari Ratmanat mantra of the year. We are our own best friend and our own worst enemy. So the snake is also seen as Vasuki. Remember the Katha, Vasuki, Bhagwan Shiva's ornament. And it's another lesson for us, because when we look at Bhagwan Shiva, we see harmony of creation. When all the Devis and Devatas, just look at our Devasthan. There's the snake, there's the tiger, there's the male, the female, plants, everything. Harmony of nature. And you can read more again on Nag Panchami, because it's also linked to a Katha where Raja Janamejai was on a vengeful mission to kill every snake. Right? And why was he on this mission to kill every snake? It was because of the death of his father, Raja Parikshit, by a snake bite. So the Rishi, there's a Rishi, Astika Rishi, was the one to sway him away from the path of revenge. Revenge is very destructive. For whom? For whom? Your own self. Most destructive for your own self. So that is Nag Panchami. So we saw before Kanwar Yatra. Next is Tej. Tej. This was always such a refreshing and empowering experience for me while we were staying there in Kashi. I used to try to spend as much time whenever I could with the Mahila Sabha. the Mahila Sabhas in the locality there where we were. These are the groups of women who move around the society and community. And for this festival, Tej, there are a range of different traditions involving the women folk. And these traditions vary according to the region and the locality and so on. Now, why I enjoy this so much, it was because I didn't see women being oppressed or deprived of expressing themselves. And you'd have events every month, but for Tej it's grand. They have their own space. They have their own time. They have their own friendships and companions. They have their own activities, and there's no denial of their freedom to express themselves in this most loving, empowering, kind of private but yet public space for the women folk only. Every time I think about it, I can see it so clearly up till now, and I remember so much the very joyful dancing and singing and the laughter that they would share. And they mostly at this time celebrate the marriage of Bhagwan Shankar and Parvati Devi. In some places, Divine Mother is called as Tej Mata during this festival time. And the Grihastha life is celebrated. There's renewed commitment to family and community, and the fasting is quite intense in some cases. Some take all day long fast from food and water. So according to what is being celebrated, there's either fasting or feasting. So Tej nurtures is discipline and is self-sacrifice. It teaches us about self-sacrifice for a higher purpose. And the women also celebrate the arrival of the rains, it's the monsoon, and the bounty and beauty of nature. And I tried to get on a swing once, but I thought I was going to topple over. So beautiful swings are decorated and set up in the community spaces, and the women folk would jewel each other and just enjoy their time together. It's also wonderful. So this also happens during the month of Shravan. So the last tradition I'm sharing with you, so just 4 we're looking at, but there are more. And this is the Upakarma. Upakarma. It is the time when there is the changing of the Upanayana, the janeo, the thread, when we do the Diksha. So this is done with a range of elaborate rituals on the Shravan Purnima. What is Purnima? Full moon, very good. So on the full moon during this month. And according to one's lineage again and the traditions being followed, there are variations as to how Upakarma will take place. And for those who go through this process, it is a time of renewal. It is a time of recommitting oneself to dharmic pursuits and to learning. When does learning stop? Never stop. We must never think we know enough, that we don't need to continue learning. And don't just learn, We really learn when we put what we have learned into practice, when it becomes a part of our living. And this is how we choose wisely and we live consciously. So the Vedas are also celebrated during this time. Spiritual knowledge is celebrated. There are 2 kathas. There are, and we get different versions of our kathas quite often. So this is a time when Bhagwan Vishnu took avatar as Hayagriva to reclaim the Vedas from Madhu and Kaitaba, who had they had stolen it. Actually, they were engaged as part of Bhagwan Vishnu's divine Leela to teach Brahmaji a lesson, because Brahmaji, he was the knower of all the Vedas, Vishi, right? So because of this, He said, oh, I am the only person knowing all the Vedas so well. Arrogance started creeping in, and Bhagavan Vishnu decided that he will teach Brahmaji a lesson. And so there was this whole katha about how the Vedas was stolen. And then there's also another version where Bhagavan Vishnu took the form of Matsya avatar to defeat a Rakshasa and Asura Hayagriv who had stolen the Vedas so that mankind will not benefit from the divine knowledge. So what is it teaching us? It is telling us the tradition of knowledge must continue. Teaching must continue. Knowledge should not make us selfish. It is not to be suppressed. So this time it is used for self-examination, for us to look at ourselves, to ensure vices, all those things that are destructive, that they are not germinating and growing within us. It's a time to engage our sadhanas, to nip whatever is destructive. You know, we say nip it in the bud. We don't allow it to continue growing. So this is just some idea of why this month is so special and what Shravan Mass brings to us. What a beautiful month it is, huh? So many wonderful traditions. And I pray that the blessings of this month will be with all of you. May you be guided accordingly. We've shared so much, and continue working on your sadhana. Work on yourself. You know, when you have house needs no maintenance, right? No maintenance. Engineer, Praveshji, house needs no maintenance. Needs to be maintained. What about car? Well, somebody said, oh, what about car? No maintenance, right? We have all these things. This morning we had to make so many adjustments with our technology. Things need to be maintained, repaired, fixed, taken care of. We have to do the same thing with ourselves, with our own lives. Work on those things that need to be fixed. And we all of us have many things that we can work on. Bolye Umapati Mahadev ki Jai. Hara Hara Mahadev. I see our baby here started feeling cold. You feeling cold? All right. So now when she starts to sing, we still start to become active, and we'll all feel the warmth of the bhav. So we'll join to do our arti, and we'll do the Bolo Dhim Dhim Dhim, because this is one kirtan that was requested. So if you all can pull up that one on the screen if it's possible. Bolo Dhim Dhim Dhim. We'll chant this together. Please stand for the arti offering.
Bolo dim 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 natana Shiva.
Bolo Dhim 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 Natana Shiva.
Bolo dim 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 natana Shiva.
Bolo Dhim 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 Natana Shiva.
Keli vilas Shiva.
Tandava Kela Vilas Shiva.
Keli vilas Shiva.
Tandava Kela chant our closing mantras, I want to ask you to join the chanting of Om Namah Shivaya 9 times. And we are doing this as a special prayer for Sandra Bridgelal. We were asked to do a special offering for her this morning. She had a very bad fall and she is hospitalized. So we pray Bhagwan Shiva's healing, Bhagwan Shiva's grace, also Divine Mother's grace and protection for her and for anyone who might be ailing at this time that you want to remember. You please remember them and we pray for well-being. Om Namah Shivaya 9 times. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 We join in closing mantras, praying for everyone and everything. Om Durjano Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shanti Mapnuyat Shanto Muccheta Bandhebhyo Muktasyanyan Vimochayet Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimahisha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Dhyau Shantir Antarikshagum Shanti Prithvi Shantir Apah Shantir Aushadhaya Shantir Vanaspataya Shantir Vishve Deva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvabhum Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Jagranam Siya Ram Main Sab Jag Jani Karau Pranam Jori Jug Pani Siya Ram Main Sab Jag Jani Karau Pranam Jori Jug Pani. Jai Shri Ram. जयकार प्रेम से और जोर से बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की, श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, उमापति महादेव की, जगदम्बे माता की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियापति रामचंद्र की, गोस्वामी तुलसीदास की, ट्रिनिडाद और टोबैगो देश की, बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. Jai Jai Sitaram. Please take your seats, everyone. So just a couple announcements. As I mentioned at the beginning of Satsang, we have several major events coming up, and in less than 2 weeks we will be having Tulsidas Jayanti. Now every Hindu in the Caribbean should know about Tulsidas Baba. We are all lovers of Ramcharitmanas, Ramayana. Ramayana Katha remains the most requested for all the pravachans, you know. So I try to facilitate sometimes. So we must know about him and know about his life. So next week, our session will focus on Tulsidas Baba. We'll share some images, pictures, and of course chants on Bhagwan Sri Rama, if possible. Do a few verses of Ram Katha as well for our session next week, Satsang. But the following week, we are doing the Sundarkand Parayan. This is the chanting of the entire Sundarkand. And this will be on Saturday the 6th of August at 6 p.m. So we are going to record the Sundarkand Parayan, and this is what we will share for our Satsang on Sunday morning. So those of you who are here and you want to come to experience live the chanting of the Sundarkand, please do come and join us. Those of you who are not able to, you will be able to enjoy and follow that for the Sunday morning satsang, but we won't be live on that Sunday morning, which is the 7th of August. And we have very easy the 7th. The 6th is the Saturday. So this might be like Sawan Ka Mahina. I might start to doubt myself. So the 6th is the Saturday. Sunday is the 7th. We will not have live satsang on Sunday morning. Alright, so the Sundarkand copies will be available here. Very easy sing-along copies. So please do come out and join with us in this special celebration and tribute to Sant Goswami Tulsidas Baba. And next week we will also start to give some information on the very special activities that we are planning for Pitri Paksha. Okay, all of these are going to be coming up very soon. Please look at the calendar so you'll have an idea. Plan your lives according to the calendar. I always tell people this, don't do it the other way round. All right, make sure that you are involved in what's happening in your community. So Pitri Paksh, we have many interesting things, very valuable projects. We've always been exploring Pitri Paksh here at the Kendra as something that should empower us. You know, those fears we have about it, so much that we have misunderstood, all of that we will try to clarify and clear it up. So those are the announcements for now. Next week, Sunday morning as usual, we celebrate Tulsidas Jayanti, and the following weekend will be our Sundarkand Parayan. We wish you all a very blessed, safe and productive week. Continue to keep the bhav, empower yourselves, choose wisely and live consciously. Namaskar.